Hello Successful Soul, this is Lillian helping online spiritual coaches with their online spiritual coaching business to supercharge their results in 90 days or less to success. Now every week in the Soul Central group I hold a Soul Central spotlight, and this week in particular was with the awesome Katherine Tack. Katherine Tack is our fabulous Akashic Record reader, and she's also a book author. If you are wondering what the Akashic Records are, how to access your Akashic Records, and what you can expect when opening Akashic Records, and even possibly you would like to open up and have your Akashic Records read, then this video is for you. This is a full version, it's a deep dive, and hopefully everything will be explained when it comes to Akashic Records. If you do have any questions, please feel free to reach out either to myself or Katherine. We hope you enjoy this video, and we'll see you in the next video. Today's Soul Central Spotlight is going to be fantastic. If you are curious about the Akashic Records, or if you have, some resonance with using the Akashic Records, or maybe you are just wanting to know more about the Akashic Records, then Katherine Tack here is our awesome Akashic Record reader, and also she is a fantastic book author as well. And we're going to go into great detail about how you can learn about the Akashic Records to actually use them to enhance your 5D online coaching business. So there's so much in this half an hour today that we will unpack, and just making sure you are in the right place, as we have had a few members here today. So just a quick one on me. I'm Lillian. I've been a business coach now for the last few years, been in business offline since 2012. I'm just about to approach and celebrate my 10-year anniversary in business. And I've been through the highs and lows of business to, I feel now, pay back and let online coaches know what are the right things to do, the wrong things to do when it comes to marketing, business and strategies and systems, because there are many ways that you can do things wrong in your business, and I'm pretty sure I've done most of those methods, and there are many ways that you can actually implement good stuff into your business to make things work. So if you feel like you are maybe banging your head against the wall when it comes to generating leads, clients into your business, then feel free to reach out, because if you have a system in place, that's what's going to make your life and business a lot more enjoyable. But also on the other side of the coin, when it comes to business, there's a lot of mindset work that goes into running a successful online coaching business. And I again have run through the nasties of online business, offline business, when it comes to stress. And I feel I've now brought into my world the right people in order to help me progress and push forward through my blocks, because even now after 10 years, it is a massive journey, like we can all agree. There are some blocks that I still even come up against when it comes to, money blocks, and understanding certain anxieties. I'm quite far away from burnout, stress and depression, which I was a few years ago, but I didn't have the right tools then. But if you are, for example, just frustrated with your business and you are just struggling and you're not too sure exactly where to turn to, and you feel like it might go deeper than maybe just implementing a few sort of down-to-earth strategies in your business, then there are alternatives out there. If you are a big believer in meditation and the power around meditation and energy work and that sort of thing, this is, I think, a great place to start, because it could be that you might have some stuck energy. It could be that you have some deeper questions that you need answering on a soul level, and it could be that you have just some past life stuff tagged onto you that you need to maybe push forward. And this is where Katherine can come in very well and help you with today. So Katherine, what are the Akashic Records?
Really, yeah, big question, Jen, for today. A really good one. So I will explain it as best I can. The Akashic Records is a living field of energy. You can think of it as a library of information, and it contains all the information about every single person, every thought they've ever had, every action they've ever taken, everything like that, and everything to do with their past, present and possible futures as well. And the Akashic Records it's quite important that people don't confuse them with a psychic reading, because the Akashic Records is more about looking at somebody's soul and where their soul is in reality to, or in relationship to what they're doing correctly and incorrectly for their life purpose. So we all come forward into this life for a specific reason, not a specific, many specific reasons. And the Akashic Records can highlight where we are, if we're on the right path or if we're not on the right path, and what we need to do to get on the right path in order to complete our mission and purpose in this lifetime. And the Akashic Records hasn't always been available to us, but it is now. It has for a little while been. We've had access granted to us, so that to promote soul evolution, and the information that comes forward from the Akashic Records and the guides is very powerful, often highlighting blocks or difficulties that are holding us back from living our best lives and fulfilling our mission, as I said. So I think that's the other thing I just wanted to mention about the records is, as we make changes in our lives and as we decide things, the records change. So that's why I say your possible future. So if you came to me for an Akashic Record reading and you say, what am I going to be doing next year? And I say, well, you're most likely going to be doing this, this, and this. However, you are not operating alone in your life. You have other people influencing factors. Everything can change what you're doing and what your future can change your future. So, but you can decide things, and it can help you to move forward, in a good way for your soul, for the best, for your highest and best good.
Yeah, fantastic. What a great explanation there. I mean, to highlight for those who are watching, let's just say you are just struggling and you have no idea what you're doing, or no idea where to turn, or what path you should go on, or maybe even what person to take on board onto your team, or even if you are deciding to invest into a particular program. This is what the Akashic Records can do for you. If you were just always trying to suss out everything by yourself, like I did a few years ago, and that's when I ran into the corner of myself being in depression, anxiety and stress, that's for me a very good idea to start using the Akashic Records. If you feel like you're just hitting that roadblock, that brick wall, and that sort of corner in your business where you just obviously can't go through, you have to turn around and maybe take another path. So you don't have to sort of suffer with big business decisions on your own, because this is what the records are for. It contains all the information, it contains all the answers that you need. And again, if you are feeling that uneasiness and confusion in your business, this is the perfect time to start thinking about maybe utilizing the Akashic Records for your own purpose and your own good and for your business. Obviously, you can ask any question to the record keepers and guides about any corner of your life, because obviously if you refer to the wheel of life, you've got loads of areas that you can have your questions answered. But obviously in this area of the internet, in this particular Facebook group, it's about business. So if you are stuck on business, that's when you can have those really hard questions answered, which is fantastic. And yeah, I do feel, Katherine, you probably will agree, like there's definitely momentum out there about people finding that curiosity over opening the records more and more. And it's just, you mentioned actually that it's only been available to us for a certain amount of time. What time frame?
I think, well, it started back in the 70s that people were getting, but then in very small circles. You wouldn't have, definitely wasn't a household word that anybody would use. And still to this day, I meet people that don't even know quite what that means, but people are waking up to it. So it is becoming more and more relevant.
Sorry, Katherine, I tend to find that this sort of work ends up being more word of mouth. So if you're maybe stuck and you are open to receiving messages from your, on-site spirit team, as it were, they can actually point you to the right direction, i.e. they can end up pointing you to the right people. So in my case, I felt that my guys pointed me to you, and then obviously we exploded with our working relationship, and we're on these great projects to help others, which is fantastic. But it's not the sort of thing that is readily made aware or available, to be fair. It's more one of those things where you can just just be in the right conversation with the right pool of people. One thing leads to another, and then you end up having the right record reader for you to then open up your own records to have these massive questions answered. So yeah, it's really cool.
Yeah, so I just wanted to add a little bit. So I talked firstly about the soul. That's what the Akashic record reading is compared to a psychic reading. But what's actually quite interesting is a lot of people come to me because they're starting to notice patterns in their life, that they are continually making the same mistakes, choosing the wrong type of people to work with. They're in the wrong everything. And you mentioned your breakdown earlier, and that can often be evidence that you're on the wrong path.
Yeah.
And the record keepers and guides will bring through the information very gently and without judgment to anyone, as to how to get back on the right path, and how to choose the right people to work with, to even which country to live in. They can even help you with that. If you are living in the wrong country, they can help you to do that and discover, what patterns are keeping you keeping you in an unhealthy place. And they also will, they often are, I just wanted to talk a little bit about karma as well, because often people come to me for karma clearing and ancestral blocks, and those can often be the blocks that we are born with, that prevent us from living in the right and doing the right work and that sort of thing, living the right life for our highest and best good. So once we've cleared those out, that will raise the person's vibration and make sure that they become a magnet to better circumstances, people, places, things. So it is often that heaviness that's holding them back, and we can take a look in the records. I can personally lift that away from them, for them, and then they'll feel much lighter in themselves and able to find more easily their path and stay on their path because of that. So
yeah, fantastic. I always sort of seem to think, where were you when I really needed the Akashic records opened up for myself a few years ago? Because at the time when you're in that sort of position of depression, anxiety, you get offered tablets from the doctor, and you just think, I said no to them. I just knew for whatever reason they weren't the right thing for me, not the right path for me to go down. But that would have been a great opportunity for me to obviously go and open up the records for myself with your guidance. But obviously I didn't know you then. Obviously I wasn't meant to know you then, and it wasn't part of my journey at that point. But looking back now, it's so easy to see that would have been the most ideal place to start. If you feel like you are depressed or stressed out or are under a lot of anxiety with your business, and you just feel stuck, this will be then the great opportunity for you to maybe explore, if this message is landing with you, the possibility to open up your own records to see what the next step is for you. So yeah, awesome stuff. So if someone is actually thinking, you know what, I do feel quite stuck right now in my business and I don't know where to turn, and it is stressing me out, and I'm not too sure exactly what to do next. Like, how do they go about accessing their records, Katherine?
Another good question, Jen. Well, basically, I need to first take a step back and say the record keepers and guides are coming to us from the 11th dimension, and here we are in the 3rd dimension, which is a very heavy place. A lot of us are looking at ascension and going into the 5th dimension. When we dream at night, we go into the 6th dimension. But it's quite important that we prepare our bodies, minds, and souls to receive this incredibly high vibrational energy coming, or information coming in from the 11th dimension. So a lot of people come to me and they say they've tried, they've read books, and they can't access the records, and they don't know what's wrong with them, and that sort of thing. And I can just say I've taught so many people how to open the records, and the pattern is very definite. If you want to get into the records very, very easily and have a very nice, smooth journey, then I do offer an 8-week program where I take you through connecting to your higher self, activating your Merkaba, and understanding the journey of the record keepers and guides. And then we open the records together. And that is the way that I've found is successful each and every time. That process of preparing your body first, understanding, getting ready to receive, and then receiving. So yeah, I think I've answered your question. Did that make sense?
I mean, you just highlighted that, like with most things in life, it's all just a journey, and we all come from different walks of life. We all come from different soul backgrounds, and we're all here on a different purpose, different mission. And I think it's great that you do carry someone from where they're at along this 8-week process to then being ready enough to open up their records. And yeah, to prepare your body is just key, isn't it? If you are struggling with stress, anxiety, depression, then obviously that's not the best place to start. It's a very good place to open up the records if you were to get themselves out of that feeling stuck. But in terms of like opening up their own records, then yeah, there is a process for sure. And some people in this group are open-minded. I love everyone in this group. However, we don't even know exactly, some of us anyway, what's what. And it is the help of someone like yourself that can guide us through, because I've only just realised today, thank you, Katherine, that when we dream, that's us being in the 6th dimension. You know, I've always had questions over when we're in dreamland and what's going on there. And I'm an astral traveller, I have been in my time, and that's, I believe, the 4th dimension. And you just learn so much, don't you? And I think your 8-week experience is just, obviously you've got the end goal of becoming an Akashic record reader yourself, and also to open up your own records. But think about all the other little stuff you'll learn along the way, how beautiful, how magical is an experience. So,
absolutely. Like I said, when everybody's trying to get into the 5th dimension, and when as part of the 8-week course, I help people to lift themselves up into the 5th dimension. So you would wake up every day in the 5th dimension. So it's like waking up in heaven every day. And also, so transforming the person on a very deep level. And we have access to so much now that we didn't have before. So I'm so pleased to be able to bring this forward and help people to get to that level.
What an exciting job. You can't obviously find that in the offline world as such, can you, in the mainstream? And it is great, to be fair. We do see more and more of this whole, like, you know, this coin of, this title, sorry, of, you know, moving into 5D. I mean, it is out there. People do, and I think our understanding, there is this, like, you know, difference in dimensions now, and we're now ascending to the 5th dimension as a, you know, human race, which is great. But obviously, we are here offering a whole new experience. We can go up and up and up depending on where you are and what you resonate with. But yeah, it's such powerful work. And I think as well, when you realise all around you, there's just so much stuff going around that's out of your control. This is like a nice, gentle distraction, to be fair, where you can actually shut off the stuff that's going on around us when it comes to the war and COVID and, you know, everything else in your day-to-day. And, you know, I can imagine that nice experience of exploring the other things that can be explored whilst we are here on this earth. So very, very good stuff.
Absolutely. I think that also I've just had so much feedback. And this week, in fact, I helped somebody to activate their Merkaba. And she used to stutter. And now that her Merkaba is activated, she doesn't stutter anymore. So that's helped her in business as well, because she has a day job. But she's always avoided, you know, dealing with clients or anything like that, because so now she has this elevated place where she can actually go forward into the world, and that's made her so much stronger. So not only are you learning to open up the records, but you're actually becoming stronger mentally, physically, and emotionally stronger, as obviously as well as spiritually.
Yeah, that's amazing. And it just goes to show that your line of work is just no one size fits all, because we're just all unique humans, and we all have a different unique set of beliefs and traumas and challenges and ideas about X, Y, and Z. And it must make your job very interesting anyway. But for someone coming to you, it's just a very organic way of just getting to an answer, because you can't find it in a book what you need to do, and you can't find it by talking to your local doctor if you are experiencing stress, and you can't understand why you're not moving forward in the block that you have. And you know, that's why it makes it such a magical, you know, thing to do and explore, for sure. And yeah, it must be very enriching on your side as well, just to help people. And that's just one line of, like, anyone's world. That's just the business side. You know, you obviously, the Akashic records can be opened up and have questions answered around, you know, your love life or finances or health and that sort of thing. So, you know, it's great. Yeah.
It's all encompassing, anything to do with your soul journey and your higher purpose and whatever's in your highest and best good. So very exciting.
Awesome. Okay, so let's just say someone is right now listening in and they are wanting an actual reading. What can they actually expect? Like, how long would a reading be? What questions would you like maybe suggest they ask? And you know, that sort of thing.
Okay, good question again. So I normally start the reading with a nice grounding meditation, because I find that normally people come to me and they've just been rushing around all over the place. So we just come in, ground ourselves, and start connecting to the beautiful energies at the center of the earth. We also then start by, I would say, a prayer to open up their personal records. I just double check that the person's name is their official name. And if they've got the same name as anybody else in their family, like a great aunt or a great uncle with the same name, we just find a way of differentiating so that I don't accidentally open up the wrong person's records. And once the records are open, we get a little download from the Akashic Record Keepers and Guides. They tend to give us a little bit of information about what's going on for that person at a soul level. And most times I receive a past life coming forward for that person. So a past life will come forward, and it's I'm not always sure why that particular past life came forward until we started to talk a little bit further, and then depending on what questions the person's come forward with, well, it'll suddenly make sense why the Record Keepers and Guides chose that past life to be highlighted for this person. And it can be a small, subtle reason, or it can be a very big, overarching reason. So once we've gone through the little intro, let's call it an intro from the Record Keepers and Guides, we then go on to a question and answer phase with the person who's seeking the reading. And they start asking questions, and we ask the guides, and then the guides talk through me. Sometimes they flow through with information. Sometimes they show me images that I then have to describe to the person. And I say, I'm not sure why they're showing me this big red bus or this big red wig or whatever they're showing me. And then the person will either start laughing or say, oh gosh, I know exactly why you're seeing that. And then we have a little bit more of a discussion on that. So often it comes up then at that point that the person might be blocked, and we then need to do a karma clearing or an ancestral clearing inside the records, or both. At which point we actually go into the records and we do a lot of clearing work inside the records before we come out. Even though the person's records are open, we're not actually inside the records at that point, because the Record Keepers and Guides come to the edge of the records to talk to us. And then in a special circumstance, they will actually open up, allow us to go in our minds, clear what we need to be cleared, and then come out again. So that can be also a very magical experience. And we find that every time we clear karma, we raise our vibration. And when we raise our vibration, we become a better match to people, places, circumstances. So it's really important work to keep doing.
Yeah, fantastic. And I, of course, had the pleasure of having a reading with you several times, I think now. And for those who are just maybe sitting on the fence and are not too sure it's for them, even if you just spare that time with Katherine just to feel nice, you know, I found the whole experience just such a wonderful, pleasant, relaxing, and very quirky experience. If you've never done anything like this before, I would definitely recommend it. It just opens up your eyes to other ways of just living life. You know, for me, it's very reassuring to know I've got this go-to person in my life, Katherine, yourself, or even I can access my own records, but just to have that go-to methodology to make me feel unstuck, because being stuck as a human is just hard work, you know. And obviously, as we mentioned earlier, depression is a very large sign that you need to make change, and we're not always programmed to think that you know, you need to change direction. It's like, take some tablets and get on with it. It's like, no, you know, you're just on the wrong path, that's all it is. And that ties in nicely with your fantastic gift. You actually help people understand if they're on the right business path or not. And just to let the audience know here today that Katherine was actually one of the awesome coaches that we had on the Soul Central Summit that we held on the 10th of June 2022. And you are, if you wanted to, as a participant today, you have access to the Spiritual Business Bundle, and Katherine's Are You on the Right Business Path gift is part of that bundle. So if you are wanting to maybe jump on this 25-part questionnaire, Katherine has very cleverly given you the questions for you to answer, and depending on your results, you can then work out if you need to make change in your business, and also whether an Akashic record reading is right for you for where you are right now in your business career. If there's anything else you would like to add to that, Katherine, about your awesome gift?
No, you've summed it up beautifully, Jen. Thank you for doing that. You have a really good way with words, so thank you.
Thank you. Because we can all feel loss, as mentioned a few times today. We can all feel stress. We can all feel anxiety, and we are here to let you know you don't have to be suffering in silence. Like, these big questions that you have within that you can't quite answer yourself can be answered through other avenues. Katherine is definitely the best Akashic record reading, as well as others in her world, that can get you there. And also we have the tools in place, even if you're not quite ready to be talking to your guides through Katherine and other Akashic record readers that she has underneath her umbrella. Then you know, you can at least see if you need to maybe make some changes in your current situation. So don't feel you're on your own. Don't carry that stress, that depression, whatever it is that you might feel right now. That's where I was a few years ago, and it's not a pretty place. I'm obviously the extreme, but burnout is not good. So yeah. No, and again, I can only wish you were there for me a few years ago, but obviously my timing wasn't quite right. But now I know now, connecting the dots, looking back, this is the great way to get yourself unstuck in business, for sure.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
Lovely. Well, it's always a quick half an hour on these spiritual spotlights. So thank you ever so much, Katherine. I mean, it's been great as always. We've got so much going on together and in the future as well. I'd love for you to stay on after the call if you do have a few minutes after this call. Do you have any closing comments for today?
No, it's just very, very magical to be here today and to talk to everyone, and just very exciting to work with everyone that I am working with. I tend to ask the guides to bring to me the people that need to hear from me, and they do an amazing job of doing that. So if you feel like you resonate with myself and the messages that you've heard today, just check in, and you'll be in safe hands. We look after you. There's never any judgment from myself or the guides. It doesn't matter where you are, what's happened to you, what you've allowed, what you haven't allowed. That really just doesn't matter. We are here to help you at the point where you're at, from where you're at.
And that's really important, because how else can someone hold your hands if they're not understanding exactly where you are, or if on a different level they don't quite, get it. Like, we are here to help you where you are, and we are all at different places, and that's what we understand in this kind of work. So again, you're not on your own. Don't be afraid. Stick with us, and if you want our help, you know where we are. And I'm going to be leaving the replay link very soon in this group. There'll also be a link to that spiritual business bundle where you can enjoy Katherine's free gift to see if you are on the right business path, and we can get you unstuck if you feel things stuck right now to help you move forward. Fantastic. Well, thank you again very much for today. It's been awesome. I wish you happy Friday again, and we'll definitely catch up soon, I'm sure.
Thank you.
Yeah, thank you. See you soon. Bye. Many thanks for watching this video. If you're a coach, healer, therapist or practitioner and would like to supercharge your online coaching business, then feel free to hit the link below in the description box, where you can receive the successful 6-figure soul roadmap and training. It walks you through step by step on how to start, build and grow your online coaching business to success. See you in the next video.